A very good morning to you all. Good morning, ma'am.
Morning, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
It's my privilege to introduce our distinguished person, Ms. Kavita of Managing Director, JK Web Technologies. She holds a BTech in Information Technology and brings over 15 years of fresh industry experience in web technologies, automation, and data engineering. Ms. Kavita specializes in web data extraction, web scraping, AI assisted data extraction, Selenium based browser automation, Python programming, data processing, and intelligent workflow automation. Under her leadership, JKIT Web Technologies has successfully delivered scalable and innovative technology solutions to clients across the globe. As a passionate technology leader, she is committed to bringing the gap between academia and industry by sharing practical insights and emerging technological trends. Today, she will share her expertise on the applications of artificial intelligence, intelligent web data extraction, and automation technologies, offering valuable industry perspectives to all the participants. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Kavita, Miss Kavita. I request everyone to switch on your videos for a photo. Please stop share for 2 minutes. Okay, ma'am, you can carry on now.
Thank you for the warm welcome, ma'am. I'm grateful for the opportunity. I hope I can give some insights on what we are working on already in our company. Shall we start?
Yeah, sure, ma'am, sure, ma'am.
Good morning, all of you. Have a nice day. So, I will move on to the presentation.
You can share the screen now, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, ma'am, yes, yes.
Okay. Please let me know if I'm going too fast or too slow, or sometimes I may not be audible. Unfortunately, I'm out of station today. I have to connect it from the hotel. So please kindly let me know if you come across any kind of inconvenience. I will start with the presentation now. So we are going to look into artificial intelligence and web data extraction. So first, what is web data extraction? So if you look into this picture, you can see that there are lots of data collected, and it is very clumsy to see several wires are interconnected. So actually, what we do in our company is if we are getting a set of websites, we just extract the news content alone. Since we are working for a media monitoring company, we have to extract news content for them. And because if you come across a website, for example, I will show you the most popular Indian website which publishes a lot of news. So if you see there are a lot of URLs in between, you can see some advertisements and some liveness we will be picking. But there are also other social media links which we can note it here. But we don't pick all this. When it comes to web, we only pick the web URLs. If you hover any article here, for example, I'm hovering this article and I can see the hyperlink at the bottom. So first we have to identify, check whether the articles are having hyperlinks. Without hyperlinks, it is very difficult to extract the web data. Like we need hyperlink. So we will check in the upcoming slides why we need hyperlinks to extract the news data. So as we see in this slide, so news content is highly unstructured. As I said, there will be a lot of irrelevant content in between. So spread across thousands of sites and updated in real time. So tracking it manually is quite impossible because there are thousands and thousands of websites which publish the same news in different timings with different updations. So it is quite difficult to track it all manually. So we need some kind of system. So we scrap news websites and turn them into fast-moving updates in the fast-moving real-time news feed. So first I will show you the roadmap for this. So initially there was some copy-paste system which is very slow and unscalable. But currently we are using rule-based crawlers. I will explain what is a rule-based crawler. As I have told you, hyperlinks are very important to extract news articles. Right? So if I come across this website, we can very well see that this is a news article. So this one is a news article. So these are all news article. But if I hover this is just, if you just look into the URL, you can see that this is the author profile URL. It is not a news article. So we need to extract only the news article. So how we can extract news article? By using regular expression in URL pattern. So I will just copy a couple of URLs and paste it to the notepad. I will copy another sample URL because I need to add a common URL filter which applies for all the articles. So I will copy another article also. Okay, so I have copied two URLs here. So from the URL, from the first URL, I could see that this article is from the hindu.com website. The article belongs to entertainment section and among entertainment it is about movies. Okay, so within movies section it is having some kind of article with article header Sense and Sensibility trailer Day6 Jones, and they are having some article identifier, like the articles are having some IDs, so they are updating the IDs also. So I get all these information. I mean, I could grab all this information just by looking at the URL. So scrappers can easily identify how the URL looks, how the URL pattern can be added. So I will show you examples of URLs which looks exactly same like the article URL, but they are not article URLs. I will show you some examples. So if you see this URL, the end part is exactly same as the article URL, but in the beginning you could see that it is a Google Ad URL. The same way, so there are also unwanted parts at the end of the URL. So this is just the URL to the commenting option of the article. Okay. So if I am looking into all these URLs as a web scraper, I will just write a pattern to pick only this URL, but I should not pick this URL or this URL because these are unwanted links. So how can we avoid unwanted links? By using regular expression patterns that we can see. So first I will start any URL filter with a cap because I need to start from this part only. So I give a starting point here with cap, and then I give this, so we should never change the domain. The domain should be as it is. We should mention the domain as it is. So I will actually give HTTP, yes, and I will add a question mark near this S because there are chances for this URL to change to HTTP. Suppose if I am running a website, yeah, I will keep on changing my website, right? I will change the website design, website URL. I will keep on changing. I will update some sections. I will modify the design background. So I will keep on updating my website. So all these changes might affect my URL filter. So I will just add. So because there are also chances for the URL to turn like this, or the URL might change like this www1 dot. So I will write the pattern accordingly. I will put a cap https question mark colon double slash and then so I will add a regular expression which allows any alphabet within capital A to Z because there are also possibilities for the URL to look like this in the future. So these are the other possibilities for the hyperlinks to turn in the future. So I am writing my pattern accordingly. Capital A to Z, small a to Z, 0 to 9, and the number can be more than 1. So this pattern will allow us to pick either capital A to Z or small a to Z or any digits. And then I am closing this, and there are also possibilities that this WW parts will not appear in the future. So I am putting it in optional where optional. So I am putting a star here because there may be chances that this part which is within the bracket may not occur in the future. So I am putting it inside a bracket and a star. And then, so what is coming after this? The Hindu.com. This should never change because we should always keep the domain as it is. So I am keeping my URL filter in a structured way. So again, I am adding a regular expression. We call it a regular expression. So what this regular expression will do is, so it will pick everything. This cap indicates that it will pick everything until a slash comes. So it will pick everything until a slash comes. For example, it will pick entertainment until the slash comes. But after this, I have given a dot star. This dot star indicates that it can pick infinite number of expressions. Infinite number of expressions. The minimum number of expression allowed is 0. Minimum 0. Maximum infinite number of expressions are allowed. Expressions in the sense this. This is the expression. So which expression picks everything until a slash comes. So I am giving a dot star. So how I am writing this is I am actually picking all these parts just with this one, just with this regular expression, because because the values are changing. See, for the first one, if you see that it is coming from entertainment, movies, and from the second one, if you see it is from Z-Tech and health, it is coming from a totally different section. So the URLs are completely different. So I need a specific pattern which picks everything but only moves. So next comes the very important part. Can you see anything common in these two URLs? From the two URLs, you can see that article and a digit pattern is common in these URLs. And I am sure this pattern is followed for all the articles from the site. So how I am writing this is, I am just pasting this as it is, and I am replacing the digits with sorry, I am using a Norwegian keypad, so there are some mismatches. Okay, 0 to 9 plus. So how does it look? So now I am not directly giving any numbers because the number is different for each and every article. It is unique. So it is unique here. It is 6772. It is 9630. So the URLs are so the digits are different for each and every article. So I cannot track it without giving a URL pattern. So pattern is mandatory because it should pick only articles 0 to 9 plus. And when it comes to dot is a special character. So in regular expression concept, we have to put a slash before the dot, and then ECE. So now I have to add some restriction at the end of the URL filter because I don't want to pick these kind of comment links. So I am adding a dollar here. Sorry. So I'm adding a dollar. So this is my URL pattern to pick all the articles from from the India website, but it should be only the news. This is the pattern which we are following to extract the news content alone. Because as I said, when it comes to a website, there may be many advertisement links, newsletters. We don't pick newsletters, job posts, obituaries. So all these we don't pick all these because it does not come under news. So we need to pick only news. So I have added a specific URL filter here, and I have mentioned the reasons for adding a very specific URL filter with lots of restrictions because, and it should also be futuristic. It should apply for future articles also. So I am adding a URL pattern like this. Do you have any doubts in this? Anybody? Any doubts in this URL pattern? I know it may be completely new, and for each and every website there are different URLs, and based on that we have to write the URL patterns. So, do you have any doubts? I know it's completely new. So, if you have any doubts, we can talk about it later. So, let's move to the next step. So, but when it comes to AI power scrapping, we don't have to worry about all these futuristic modifications in the website. AI is quite adaptive and it can identify the changes and make modifications on its own. It will just read what is happening in the website. Suppose if the articles are simply not picked because the URL pattern has changed, AI will write its own URL pattern and pick the articles. So like this, it can be more adaptive. It can be trained in a more adaptive way. Okay, so what all are included in rule-based column? The URL filter pattern. So this is called rule-based crawling. I am adding a rule, a regular expression pattern, in order to pick only articles. So this is called rule-based crawling. Okay. So rule-based crawlers follow predefined logic to decide which URL to visit and what data to extract. They are fast, predictable, and easy to audit, but require manual maintenance when site changes. So currently, we are doing a lot of maintenance. We are checking a lot of maintenance overviews in order to maintain the changes. Okay, so the URL allowabilities only crawl URLs that match approved patterns. Keep the crawler focused on relevant pages and prevent irrelevant data. Sorry. So we have to keep a specific URL pattern so that it is approved and it picks only the articles. So when it comes to regular expression URL filter, as you see, you can notice the article, the news patterns. In the previous example which we have noticed, we can see the article. So if you need a very simple URL filter, you can just pick the URLs like this also. Like just by giving the pattern like this. So you can also just give this pattern and pick the URLs, but I have already explained the reason for not giving patterns like this because it is very fragile and there are also possibilities to pick irrelevant URLs. Depth and domain rules. Limit crawl depth minimum maximum 3 clicks from a starting page and restrict to specific domain to avoid crawling the entire website abundantly. So for example, do you have any idea regarding the limit crawl depth? See, we are crawling using automatic crawlers. Okay, we are extracting the news content. After picking all these things, we have to extract the news content also. Suppose if I am clicking this article, there is a title, there is a summary, there is some image, there is an article image, there is an article caption, and there are some text content also. So I need to extract this content and convert it into XML, and we are sending XMLs to our end clients. So that is how the process works. So in the process of extraction, if you notice, we are having some, I will show you a paywall article. See if I'm opening an article from another website, which is a French website, very famous French website. So if you see here, we are having title, we are having a summary, and after this we are having only partial text because it requires a login. Suppose if we are having some agreement with the customer, and if they have provided your username and password, so I will add a Python routine to send the username, password, and then submit. So sometimes website may automatically detect the website may automatically detect automatic clicks. For example, for automatic clicks, we usually use Selenium clicks. So if I inspect this, how we give a Selenium click for the submit is, I will copy this value. So I will say browser dot find element by using CSS selector now. So it was a button tag. So for this in CSS selector, we have to replace all the spaces with dots. Okay, so I will just use the click function. So this is how I use click. I click a button using Selenium Python. But suppose if the system is automatically identifying Selenium clicks and if it is restricting clicks, I will not be able to click this button in my production environment. So instead of that, how we can rectify this is we can try to click the element by using human-like clicks, like just clicking the enter. Sometimes you may have noticed that instead of just clicking this with the mouse, we can simply submit the enter, and then if I simply submit, see this click action is proceeded. So I can just pass the enter key. So I will just try to send the enter key like this. This looks more simpler instead of this selector value also. So this is more human-like click when it comes to scrapping. Human-like action. So we can try to give some human-like action to avoid the Selenium block. So that is how websites block us, and in that cases during scrapping process we can try these options. So restrict to specific domain to avoid crawling the entire web. So that is how these websites work, most of these websites. So we will check even more deep regarding the regular URL patterns in practice, better under practice. So the article page is, we have already, sorry. So we have already checked an example for article page. So match date-based URLs. Suppose in some cases you can notice that I will just take the same domain. So the URLs may look like this. Suppose so sometimes the URLs may look like this. So what I do is This part remains the same. It is the regular expression for the domain. This part remains the same. So after this, I will add a pattern for date. So the date pattern looks like this. I am allowing only 4 digits because dates, I mean here always have only 4 digits. So 0 to 9, 4. And then comes the date. So the date may vary from 1, comma 2. The same way I am adding for month. So month also comes the same way. Is it clear? So when it comes to date, 0 to 9, the digits may vary from 0 to 9, but the date may be either single digit or two digits. So I have given 1, comma 2. This is how we write a pattern for dates. The same way for for month, it is the same 0 to 9, 1, comma 2. So that is how the number varies. And then I am giving a regular expression here because it indicates the type and it may vary based on the article type. So we are having a dot here, HTML, and then dollar. So this is how it looks when it comes to a date pattern. We are giving a domain 0 to 9 4, 0 to 9 1, comma 2, 1, comma 2 expression, and then HTML dollar. Okay, so this is how date patterns work. So first we have checked regarding article pattern, and then date pattern looks like this. These are just digits. So we can follow this as a standard pattern for any kind of dates, any URLs that comes with dates. And there is also possibility to exclude certain categories, exclude pages that are non-content pages. If you look at this expression, you can easily find this. These are login pages, sign-up pages, shopping pages. Shopping pages have patterns like cart. Advertisement will have URL patterns like ads. So all these options are simply excluded by giving regular expression like this. And the same way, suppose if I don't have to pick these section patterns as articles. I'm very sorry, it is again moving there. Okay, so if you check the section pattern, the section patterns are looking like this. So I mean, I cannot pick section pattern as articles. And suppose just imagine if the URL pattern, article URL pattern and section URL pattern are similar. So what do we call it as a section? What is a section? Suppose if we are moving to the same the Hindu. So the links that are listed here are articles and all these are sections. India, world. So the news is categorized based on all these sections, and within the sections, suppose if I am clicking down news, this section is having a lot of subsections. So below this news section, we are having many subsections. So this is how sections are listed in majority of the websites, and we cannot pick sections as articles. So that is why we are adding specific URL filter for articles alone. Okay. So is it clear? Any doubts? Please let me know if I am being too fast. And if you have to look at the pattern one more time, I can show it again or explain it again. Shall we proceed? Just a thumbs up will do in comment section. Okay, fine. Okay. So what are the real world, so why do we call these selectors as fragile selectors? See, for example, why? Because why means, I have already mentioned that after picking these articles, if we have to extract this content. So how will I extract this content? I have to inspect each and every part of the article. because I have to extract the header, I have to extract the summary, I have to extract the image, I have to extract the caption, and then I have to extract the article text. I should not pick this advertisement. I should only pick this article content. So I need to write some patterns. So what if the article, what if the site design is completely changed? None of these selectors will work. That is why we are calling these selectors as fragile selectors. So I will just show you how we are inspecting and writing selectors for title. So I will just mention how we are picking all these title, summary, and all the parts of article. So now I am inspecting only the title here. So if I am inspecting, I can see that I think it is very small. So it is an H1 tag class equal to title. So before writing a pattern for this, I will just search how many times this title occurs in the source page. So if I'm searching for this, it is occurring only once, one of one. So I will just add the selector for this. Suppose if I am picking this picking this header with an export selector. So there are several selectors. As we know, the CSS selector, export. We can select the values through ID, class, link text. So all these are the element selectors by which we can identify the values, right? Selectors for article contents or to extract any content from any website. So for example, if I am trying to extract the title using export selector. So all these syntaxes are based on export. So I will just add the H1 tag. In H1, the class value is title. So this is how I add a selector for the title. The same way if I am trying to identify all the other values of this article. So now I am inspecting. So whenever I inspect a summary, what is the summary? A summary is usually a short script about what the article is, right? So if the summary is having separate values, HTML values, so we can write a selector for summary. And if it is not there, we can simply pick it as a text. So here it comes under H2 class subtitle. So the same way I am writing a selector for summary, H2. H2. So this is how I write selector for each and every value. So the same way I can write for image, text, image, and then for text, suppose if I am inspecting. So the text comes under div id is equal to schema div. It is very important to mention these values, either id value or class value, or I can also use this attribute item prompt also, which is more specific. See, if you see this value, it is more specific with article body value. So since I am experienced in this, I will definitely choose this value because it is it shows that it is the article content and it will be unique. So I will just choose this value. And if you notice here, there are if you hover on these elements, the article content is in P tag. The irrelevant contents are in div tag. Again, the article contents are in P tag. See, if you hover the P tag, only the article content is selected. And this irrelevant and advertisement are in div tag. So I will just add a more specific value telling that. So the tag is div, and I am selecting an attribute which is neither a class nor an ID. And then I am closing this, and then I am selecting only the P for for the text. Okay, so for attribute text, so the here the attribute is text. Here the attribute is summary. The same way the attribute is titled here. So like this, we have to write specific values, selectors for picking specific part of the content. It is very important, and since the value changes when we change the site design, since the site design, when site is redesigning, the values may change. So when values change, our scraper will not know. So it will simply return zero values. Okay, and there are also cases. There are also cases the failure will be silent because suppose for example if I am checking this website, sorry, all the articles are from latest date. If I am just opening this article, it is from a very latest date. The date is June 27, but the website will suddenly stop and suddenly there will not be any news for the past 3 months. But if you open the website, it will still be active. So this scrapper will not know the website is active or it is dead or they have stopped publishing. We don't know what happens there. So that is why we are doing a lot of maintenance works. We will scrap the content and then do a lot of maintenance work. We do around 5 to 8 maintenance task in order to maintain all these websites in cases of the site redesign and when the site suddenly stops. So like this there will be and manual fixes required because a developer must inspect the new HTML, update the selector, test it and redeploy every single time. So this is the real challenge for scraping the websites using any scraping tool also. Even if you are using a tool to scrape, we will be having all these disadvantages. So that is why we have to move to AI with better assistance so that we can avoid all these things because so we will see how AI is helping us. There are also other crawling challenges which makes the response very slow and sometimes it is completely irresponsive also. So the slow response time, sometimes, suppose if I am opening a page, if I am opening this article or a website, immediately it is loading. But in some cases, due to JavaScript rendering, the site may be slow, very slow actually. The site may be slow and sometimes there may be some block pages where we cannot immediately navigate to other pages if then suddenly a block. Like if I am loading this page, so suppose it is saying that please wait for some 2 seconds until we verify you are a human, and then the page will move on. So like this, there may be slow responses. So in that cases, we have to move to AA, async and concurrent crawling. AA schedulers, if you are putting some schedule, using some AA schedulers, manage thousands of concurrent async requests, but a human cannot sit and do thousands of concurrent processes at the same time, but an AI can do. Skipping the slow pages, it can easily skip the slow pages and retry them more intelligently. Because if I'm getting a message like you have to wait for some 3 to 4 seconds and then verify and then move on. What if I refresh immediately? Suppose if I am writing the instructions to AI that suppose if you are getting this message, just refresh it. So it will fasten the process. And the same way, if you are using for JavaScript rendered page where the page itself will load very slowly, in that cases we can use headless browsers. Headless browsers in the sense, so I will tell you the difference between heads browser and headless browser. If it is a heads browser, so if it is a heads browser, If it is a heads browser, each time the Chrome should be initiated. Chrome initiates and then processes the whole article. Processes the whole content. But if it is a headless browser, if we are setting the site to use a headless browser, we don't have to initiate Chrome. It will just run in the backend. The content will be extracted in the backend itself. So it will actually fasten the processes. So headless is more recommended when it comes to, because actually we are having those options. So you can either use Firefox or a Chrome heads browser or headless browser when it comes to these challenges like JavaScript rendered challenges. So we can also make some adaptive request paging. We monitors response times and dynamically adjusts the crawler rate per domain. So what is meant by crawler rate? See, for example, if I am taking this website, my assumption is for per day, for each day. For one day, the website may publish at least 500 websites. 1 minute. The website may publish at least 500 articles. Okay, but if I am coming to this website, the website will publish around some 50 articles. Okay, so there are differences because the number of articles that are published from each website may differ. So the AI can easily identify and work accordingly. What is the crawler speed? How often the articles are published in the website, and based on that, it can process the website. Okay. So bypassing bot detection and what do you mean by bypassing bot detection? Any ideas?
CAPTCHA.
Yes, CAPTCHA. Okay. So do you think CAPTCHA is the only challenge? And yes, CAPTCHA is the only way for bot detection? Is there any other options to detect the automatic processes? Suppose if I am using a crawler to automatically extract the content, is there any other option to detect the process? Detect it automatically? Is it possible?
Yes, sometimes it is possible, sometimes it's not possible.
Okay. So there are certain other possibilities also. The first one is Cloudflare challenge page, which is easily visible just by looking at the pages. If we will get a Cloudflare blocking page, they will say we are blocking this automatic crawling. So you have to stop crawling content from this page automatically. So like this, you will get a Cloudflare challenge. There is also this browser fingerprinting. For example, suppose if I am loading this article, loading this article in Chrome. Just imagine that I am loading this because mostly we use Chrome for crawling. So if I am loading this article and Chrome is detecting that, okay, so this is one browser session. And if I am processing the same article again, or if I am processing another article from the same website again, this will be noted by Chrome. Okay, something is running manually on this website, and that is why okay, we are having this URL pages, visiting these pages automatically. So it will automatically block because in the website they will be setting some kind of detection which is not visible, but we cannot process the article in the production environment if we are trying to automatically crawl the content. So in that cases, there is a particular option where we can use the same cookies and headers for processing each and every article from the website. In that cases, we will not get this kind of block. So I will tell you how we can identify the cookies and headers. I will just inspect this page and I will go to the network option. After going to network, I will reload the page. I will reload the page and I will identify which is the correct value for this article. Okay, this is the article is here. So I will copy as curve. I will copy as curve. So I will convert this into Python. There are several websites to convert curl content to Python. So if I convert this to Python, you could see how the headers and the cookies are converted to Python. So I can simply copy this cookie and the header, sorry, and then update it directly to the website. Update it directly to the website means add this Python code to our crawler. Okay, so after adding this code to our crawler, we can easily extract the content automatically, so that and we don't get any kind of blocks. So this is one of the options available, like in while scrapping. If we are meeting challenges which is not easily visible, but there is some kind of blocking which is blocking the automatic crawling, then we can try this kind of approach. So there is also behavior analysis. I think we have already talked about an example for behavior analysis. Behavior analysis is just like I said, if there are more number of clicks or if the click is too fast, because if it is a human action, it will not be too fast. But selenium sometimes is very fast and which can be easily indicating the browser that okay, this is an automatic process, we can easily block it. We can simply block it. So if automatic actions are detected by browsers, sometimes we will be blocked. So this is an example for behavior analysis. So if there is this kind of behavior analysis, and there may be sometimes some kind of different analysis also. For example, if I am trying to extract the paywall content for this article, the publisher has just imagine that the publisher has already provided us with access that okay, you can crawl the content, but the website is also having some kind of board direction for automatic actions. The behavior analysis which they have given is, for example, so there are two options to log into this page. There is this page. If I click this, it is a leading to a login page, and there is also this page, which is also leading to a login page. So sometimes in the website, there may be some kind of behavior analysis management which is added in the backend, where they simply block if we are trying to log in through this page. So as humans, what we will do, we will try to find some alternate options to fix this paywall routine. Like in order to read the full content, we will find some alternate methods. So I will just choose another method and see if there is any block or if I am being restricted again. So this kind of behavior management also is possible. So just like how I have replaced this on ordinary selector with the human like keyword. Okay, I am using the enter key. So this is called behavior analysis and IP reputation and rate limits. So suppose if we are running the processes and processes using automatic process. Okay, so the IP values will keep on changing. If I am running this article in automatic browser, there will be an IP address. An IP value will be updated. In the same way, if I am running another article from the same site, the IP value will be different. So like this, if there are multiple IPs, then our system will easily identify that the scrapper system or the browser will identify that okay, there is some kind of automatic processes going on. That is why the IPs are continuously changing for the same domain, so it has to be blocked. So this kind of process is also there. So in that cases, we can use rotating IPs. So how AI will find solutions for this is AI dynamically routes requests through the proxy pools. So there are several proxy pools available. If I am searching for free German proxy, as you know, AI is capable of looking into the internet, right? So we call it as the RAG model. So suppose if there is this, if this situation occurs, AI will simply move on to some check for any proxy, and it will keep on using these. See, all these are free proxies. So it will start using these proxies, and it will rotate it so that we will not be blocked. So this is a smart option. This is one of the smart options where IP blocks can be restricted. By using rotating proxies, we can induce the AI to use rotating proxies. So the AI solution for behavior analysis also, it will simulate human-like behavior. It will just like I have explained. That is what we are also currently doing. So we will just replace the regular action with human-like action. The same way, if the browser fingerprinting is happening, we will just mimic the real device. So how we will mimic? We will just copy the cookies and headers, and we will just extract it and use the same cookies and headers for all the articles, so that the browser is mimicked and we won't find any blocking issues. So for Cloudflare challenges, it is a very challenging thing because Cloudflare is always challenging, even though if we are finding some smart options. So when it comes to Cloudflare, for AI driven headless browser is the best choice because headless will slow down the process and it will reduce the automatic detection. That is one of the options. Or we can use some cloud scraper tools. Cloud scraper tools can be adapted with AI tools so that we can reduce. But this is one of the very big challenge for us when it comes to data extraction. Cloudflare challenge is a very big challenge. Sometimes we directly talk to the publisher and ask them, see, we are having access, we are having all the rights to extract content from this website because everything has to be done legally. So the publisher should definitely know that we are extracting content from the website. So we can directly talk to the publisher. We can ask them why we are being restricted using this Cloudflare, and we can try to, suppose if we are running the automatic process within some IP ranges, we can ask them to unblock the IP ranges. This is one of the smartest options available. Apart from that, we can say them, please don't block our IPs with any Cloudflare because we have the access to extract content from the website. So this is one of the options, but Cloudflare is a very big challenge. It is still a challenge even though we are using AI, but there are some smarter options which will work in some of the cases, but some cases are still remaining unresolved due to the challenges. Okay. So how AI can change the game? As I have told, the selectors might see the selectors might be fragile, the selectors might change. So if the selectors are changing, AI can automatically, AI cannot automatically read the source code. It cannot go and check the source code. What is the title? What is the summary? Only a human can do. It is difficult to automate it through AI, but AI can simply identify the headline. Just by reading the page, it can simply identify that this is the headline, this is the byline, this is the author, this is the article body. Just by looking at the page and grasping using the meaning of the page. not by inspecting the selector. So this is one of the smartest option using semantic approach. And there is also self-healing option. The self-healing option is like we need to teach AI how to write URL filters. We need to completely train the AI model how to teach the how to teach the URL filters, and then we can instruct AI that okay. Suppose if there are any modifications to the URL filter, it can be updated or modified based on the regular expression protocol that I have updated to the UI. So when the site changes, the system will reconfigure it automatically. Currently, we are actually doing maintenance processes to find any kind of redesign in the websites. But if we are using AI, we can develop a system which can reconfigure the URL filter by itself. It can reconfigure and then start picking the URLs without any blocking or without any sudden stopping in the picking of articles. Like if the URLs are suddenly stopped, then the AI has to get some kind of signal and then it has to start picking, change the URL filter and then pick it automatically. So these kind of changes we can make and updations we can make by using AI. So as you know, AI is capable of LLM. It is having LLM powered extraction, which means that it can easily identify any relevant field without any CSS selector. So that is the best option. It is the semantic approach. The semantic deduplication is AI compares meaning, not just text. It compares the meaning. It understands the context and then categorizes the page based on this is the title, this is the summary. So like this, it can use some semantic approach. It is possible. So it can also automatically detect people organization, because so when it comes to websites, the website which I have opened it is a newspaper website. We know the Hindu newspaper exists and it is a newspaper website. So like this, there are also website for our college, right? So it is a website for educational institution. The same way there are websites for magazines, there are websites for blog posts. So like this, each website is different. It is there are websites for companies, there are websites for health institutions, press and broadcasting. Suppose if there is a radio channel, there will be a website for this. So like this, there is website for each and every trademark, and only is possible to detect what kind of website is this first. Who are talking about this website? And how come we can categorize the articles based on the nature of the website. So it is possible. That is called name the entity recognition. It is one of the biggest capability of AI, where it can easily identify what kind of website is this, because currently we are manually updating it for each and every website we are configuring. As soon as we are getting a website, we have to check what is the actual title of the website. The title should be uploaded correctly, because if my name is Kavita R and if it is called as Kavi, or officially if it is called as Kavita A or Kavita H, it is wrong, because my name is Kavita R. So there should not be any differences in the exact names. If it is the Hindu, it has to be the Hindu, and full name is capitalized, so it has to be in capital. There should not be any spaces involved in between, because if I am writing my name and if I am adding some spaces in between, it is not acceptable. Right? The same way, website names play a major role. It is important for us to update the website name, the language which is used, the country which the website belongs. So what type of website is this? That is also important. So when it comes to it is important for AI to understand all this, because we humans do all this. Understand the site name, what is the site URL, the country, the language. So these are all very, very important. And when it comes to name, it has to be exactly same as the name. And what is the speaker for the website? Speaker means it is In the Hindu, when it comes to the Hindu, it is the newspaper speaker. So like this, the speaker differs for many other websites like organization, blog, educational institution, government, company. So like this it goes on. So AI should be able to categorize all these details. Yeah, it is not easy to train AI in everything, but it is having the capability, and that capability is known as the NLP, natural language prompt. Instead of writing a code, we can just explain the LLM powered extraction, NLP, and NE are the most important features of AI, which is necessary for using it for scrapping. And the semantic deduplication is also very important. So all these are the features which is necessary in order to scrap any content using AI. So these are the most popular scrapping products that is available in the market. Kindly note it down. The first is the Scrape Graph AI. So Scrape Graph AI will return a clean JSON file. Have you seen JSON files? Has anybody seen JSON files? JSON files. I'm not sure if I'm able to extract the JSON. Not all the website will have JSON. But I will see if I'm able to find the JSON for this page. Okay, I'll just okay. Okay, currently I'm not able to find immediate JSON files. So if it is a JSON file, the information will be scattered here and there. All the information from the page will be listed, but using Scrap Graph AI, the JSON can return the title, the summary, the text, the caption, the image, anything that is required in a clear manner without any kind of selectors required. So as I said, we are writing separate selectors for each and every value stream. So instead, without selectors, it is easy with Scrap Graph AI to extract the title, author, date, and summary, and any other information like article text or the author information, author's education, any kind of information that is required. Scrap Graph AI, Spider Cloud. So Spider Cloud can pick out the articles based on this rank. See, we know, suppose if we are looking into YouTube or any Facebook or any other social media, we know which is trending, right? Currently there are a lot of news going on regarding our CM Vijay. So that is one of the most trending one. And if I am asking AI to provide some rank and provide the highest ranked articles from a particular website, it can easily find using Spider Cloud. So the articles can be monitored based on the ranks, and it can be provided in a structured way. If it is done in using human action, it will definitely take a lot of time because we have to rank each and every category. The political category, the film category, the games category, the football games are going on. That is also one category. So which is the highest? It can be ranked easily using Spider Cloud. So Thunderbird, it is also one of the popular AI. It is a zero maintenance scrapper API, so which is a very big advantage for us. It has zero maintenance charges. So it will actually Design a schema, design the just by design, just like designing the URL filter. So how I am designing the URL filter for one site and for another site, and for the same site with a different URL pattern. If there are changes, it will automatically redesign it. So this is actually very useful for that purpose. Scribe Ops AI Builder. So it is also one of the areas that is available for self-healing the failures. So as I said, there are several options for failures. It will detect the blocks. It will detect any kind of extraction issues, like if there are any issues with extracting the title summary or if there are any fragile selectors, it can be avoided using this. So 85, cloud scrapping platform with 1500 pre-built actors for use. So it is actually having pre-built workers where they can extract news based on or any content, any data based on news, like just like we do. So we are doing news content. We are extracting news content alone. We are not extracting any social media content or e-commerce. We are just extracting news the same way. Based on these pre-built values, it can extract any kind of data in a structured way. API is one of the very good AI tools that is capable of that. So diffbot. So diffbot is actually, it is also the same semantic based. The works based on semantics. It is also built based on any kind of semantics. Like if we have to extract only news or only articles or only blog posts, only job categories, anything, any kind of semantics can be followed by using diffbot. So the currently existing core toolkit that we use for scrapping is Scrappy, Selenium, and Beautiful Soup. Beautiful Soup is a very wonderful thing that is existing. It can easily parse data with very simple steps. Just swoop dot find one and then select one or select one any value. If you are giving any value, it can easily extract the data or headline or article text. Selenium is the best solution, is one of the best solution for handling JavaScript render pages where JavaScript is used to slow down the pages. Scrapping is also one of the best available tools. So currently we are using Selenium and Beautiful Soup for extracting news data from the websites. Okay, so actually, someone asked me what is crawling and what is scrapping, what is the difference between that. Actually, both are almost the same processes. We are doing both the processes exactly same. Like, suppose I have provided the website, right? If in the website, from the website, I am extracting all the hyperlinks. So, the extraction of all these hyperlinks, URLs, that is called web crawling. And after extracting the your hyperlinks, what I am doing, I am extracting the data also. I am extracting the title, summary, text, and then I am converting it into XML. So this kind of conversion and providing it into XML is called web scraping. So the scraping process is what? The process which happens before the scraping is web crawling. We do both crawling and scraping. Both are important steps for scraping any website. So here. So what happens after scrapping? Raw data is cleaned, deduplicated. Deduplication is very important because we cannot extract the same article again from the same website. Just we can note that suppose if the same article is published in 2-3 sections in a particular website, we have to extract it only once. Just imagine if you are reading a newspaper and you are looking into the same news in the front page, and then the same news is listed in the sports section also. So how does the user feel? Why are they repeating the same news in two different pages? That is how we feel. With the same way, we have to extract content without any duplicates. It is very, very important. It is a very important step for us, and it has to be enriched. The data should be enriched. It has to be real. It has to be updated. I cannot provide a 2010 article in a 2026 scrapper content. I cannot update it. But there are also some websites which do that. They actually keep on updating the date and the URL alone, but the content is exactly same for 5 to 10 years. Some websites do that because the same event occurs in the same date again and again. So in that case, it is fine, but it is just a reminder for the user to know that okay, such events are happening here and there. But publication is a very, very important thing, and the sentiment analysis also plays a major role in video monitoring content because we need to know whether it is a positive news, whether it is a negative news, or it is a highly spiked news, or it is a very spicy news, or what kind of news it is. That kind of sentiment analysis is very important, and what are the issues, the topic direction, what is the brand that is highlighting this, what is the event that is most trending. So all these topic direction is very important. Who is being mentioned and how often they are mentioned, how many times Priyanka Chopra is mentioned in media, how often Donald Trump is mentioned, how often CM Vijay is mentioned in Tamil Nadu news. So all these kind of entity recognition is very, very important when it comes to media intelligence, and we are actually tracking everything. So for everything there should be system. It not only starts with web scraping. So if now you can understand, I think. See just initially I was telling we have to extract news from website. Just by looking at this, hearing this, it looks very simple, right? But after that, we have to convert it into raw data. We have to extract it and convert it into XML. And in these processes, there are also several challenges. There are also blocks. And after extracting these content, we need to do all these kind of analysis, and the AI should be capable of doing this. We need to train the AI model and include all the options, all the capabilities for the AI to analyze all these. Okay, that is what media intelligence looks like. It is not a simple process, but there are several other steps involved here. And as I have already mentioned, data quality is very important. Depublication, anomaly detection, noise reduction, all these are very important. Complaints and ethics. Whenever we are following any kind of profession, whatever kind of profession it is, following ethics is very important. We have these robots.txt. I will show you, I think I have already shown this, but I will show you how to find the robots text for a site. So I will just keep the domain and then search for robots.txt. So you could see here how many links are disallowed. We are not allowed to pick any of these links. So that is what we call the restrictions. We have to follow these, respect these robots.txt. So this is how we find the robots.txt. So they are also restricting some user agents. So there are also sitemap pages, and they are disallowing all these pages. So it is important that we respect the robots.txt. So the GDPR and privacy policies are completely based on how data can be extracted, how we should not extract any data without any permission. And there are certain policies to extract certain content. Suppose if we are having any agreement with any particular publisher for any clients, only that clients should get content from that publisher, and it should restrict all other deliveries So it is very important that we are following all these GDPR rules. Rate limiting is very important. We cannot keep on extracting the same content for several times, for several attempts. There are some limitations to extract data. So that is why it is important to maintain archives. We have to extract content and then maintain archives. And robust pipelines are also important. We have to handle the errors, retrieve the logics and monitor the full content with certain. Currently, we are doing with maintenance task. Like suppose if there are no URLs picked in the scrapper by the scrapper for a particular website, it will be listed in a separate maintenance overview, and we pick that and fix it. If there is any necessity for adding URL filter, we add it. Or sometimes the site itself will not publish any articles, so it is an issue from the website side. We cannot do anything in that cases. So like this, sometimes the site may be completely dead. In that case, we completely deactivate and dissolve the site. So like this, based on the issue that is occur, we take relevant action. So running new scrappers at scale demands more than code, because we cannot simply maintain it by just code. As you see, websites will keep on changing. The design will change, the URLs will change, everything will change. So we have to maintain the quality. It is very important. We have to maintain our boundaries. The ethical practices are very, very important. And there should be certain system to maintain the failures, which can detect the failures and errors automatically. It is very, very important. And robots text and the terms of service for the site has to be respected. It is also important when it comes to media monitoring and media intelligence. So why the data is important? Why web scraping is important? Why web monitoring is important? So there are certain real industrial impacts which web scraping brings. So real-time news monitoring. Suppose, for example, if someone is commenting on Nike brand, if the company or if the brand is not maintaining any media monitoring, it will not know immediately that there is some kind of complaints. So there will be some kind of slow response. So giving slow response is equal to no response, right? So it is very important for branded mentions, and it is also very important that the breaking stories, competitive coverage. Suppose if my company, excuse me, if my company is having some competition, and if I am not knowing what is happening there, then definitely my company will go down. So like this, very big companies, government, politics, everything, all important sectors need news monitoring, because they have to respond on time. They have to analyze things, and they have to launch the products based on the market analysis. So all these are possible only with news monitoring or data monitoring. Whatever kind of data is required, that can be extracted due to monitoring, like scrapping. Okay. What we are doing is news monitoring, and news monitoring involves all these processes. So PR and crisis management is also very important. Suppose if the press is giving any early negative comments, it has to immediately respond to the press before they are publishing it to the customers. So that is also very important. It is a very crucial process to maintain the brand and its authenticity. So policies and researchers also should be monitored for just for academic purposes also. If there should be any modifications in the academics, or if you need to bring any modifications in the researchers, we need to know about the trend. We need to know what is the public opinion, which category the public is focusing more, what kind of policy shift the customers are expecting. So all these details can be extracted only through scraping by scraping the required data. Okay. So when it comes to news scraping, we do three processes. The first is crawling. Crawling involves picking the news articles with URL patterns, extracting the headline, body text, author dates, and other categories which is required. We can also include the section headers. We can also pick images, image text. Whatever category is required can be picked, and it has to be delivered in the XML format. So suppose if some 10 clients, 10 to 15 clients are having access to this to content from this the Hindu, then I have to deliver the XML content for all the articles from this website to those clients. So that is how it works. The all these are done in the backend process. But the main picture is we have to first extract the links. We have to extract the content. There should not be any blockages involved. And if there are blockages, we have challenges. We have to face the challenges. We have to use some AI or use all these AI factors which I have mentioned. We can also use the readily available AI tools so that we can do it in a better way. So, thank you everyone for the wonderful time. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Any questions? Am I being too fast? Do you need clarification on any of the topics that is discussed today? You can also send in the comment section. Okay, how many of you have learned at least something through this meeting? You can type L in comment section. Please type L in comment section.
Okay, ma'am. I think nobody's having any doubts.
Okay,
Nobody's sending any queries. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for this wonderful session.
thank you.
Mm, now I invite our coordinator, Inna Silenita, ma'am, to give a vote of thanks for this whole 6-day faculty development program.
A very good afternoon to everyone. It's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks on the level 3 session of the 6 day online faculty development program on artificial intelligence and web data extraction from web scraping fundamentals to intelligent data analytics and automation. Organized by the Department of Information Technology, St. Xavier's Catholic College of Engineering, Nagapur. First and foremost, I express my sincere gratitude to our correspondent, Reverend Father S. Godwin Silver Justice, and our principal, Dr. J. Mageshwaran, for their constant encouragement and support in making this FDP a grand success. A heartfelt thanks to our respected head of the department, Dr. Sujay Alex, for her visionary leadership, meticulous planning, continuous motivation, and unwavering support throughout this faculty development program. Her guidance and commitment have been instrumental in the successful organization and execution of this 6 day FTP. Thank you, ma'am. I extend my sincere appreciation to today's resource person, Engineer R. Kavita, Managing Director, JK Web Technologies, Chennai, for delivering an insightful session on AI powered web scraping using LLMs for smarter extraction. Thank you, ma'am. I also thank all the resource persons who shared their expertise over the past 6 days and made this FDP an enriching learning experience. Myself and Dr. Geo Jennifer are the coordinators of this FTP. I like to thank her for the support and excellent coordination and dedicated effort throughout this planning and successful conduct of this faculty development program. I appreciate her teamwork and cooperation in making this event a success. Thank you, ma'am. I also thank Mr. Baiju for his technical support and all the teaching faculties of our department and the student volunteer for their valuable assistance throughout this FTP. Finally, I express my sincere gratitude to all the participants for their enthusiastic participation and active interaction, which contributed the success of this program. With this, we came to the end of the 6 day learning journey. I hope this knowledge gained will inspire all of us in our teaching, research, and professional endeavors. Once again, I thank all your valuable support and participation. Wishing you all continued success in your academic and professional endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
ma'am. Kavita,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
I request all the participants to put the feedback, which will be posted in the comment section now.
And also, participants, can you please turn on the camera so that we can take one last group photo?
Kindly stop the screen sharing, ma'am.
Yeah.
Kavita, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ah.
Thank you.